I'm Katie Resendiz with the TEDx Speak and Shoot team, and I'm here with Dena Shahriari, who just came off the stage at TEDx Speak and Shoot at WGBH, and we just wanted to take an opportunity to chat a little bit more and share a few things that perhaps you didn't get a chance to get to on stage. So if you could give a quick recap of some of the things that you spoke about for the audience at home.
Okay, thank you, Katie. So what I talked about is about spinal cord awareness and just the challenges that people with this sustained injury face, but also the hope and how they not only cope with their body, but they learn to live with this new body. And also, I also touched base a little bit about the research that we've been working on and how while we still don't have a cure, there's a lot of work and hope within our community to try to improve function after this injury.
And I come from sort of the design world, and we talk a lot about accessibility of design, ADA compliance, things of that nature. And so I'd be curious for you to expand a little bit on how well as a society do you think we're addressing the issue of accessibility for folks with disability?
So we certainly have come a long way. There was a time that was a huge stigma, and there is, unfortunately, in a lot of underdeveloping countries. But there was a time that they thought that people on wheelchairs are basically a burden to the society until, we learned that no, they basically have all the potentials in the world and are really proving it and reaching things that even able-bodied peoples have not achieved. For example, the 2020 Paralympics is the biggest Paralympics yet, and there's 4,400 people, and if you look up the sports that these individuals compete in, it's mind-blowing, right? Like we have blind soccer, we have swimming for people with no arms. It's absolutely mind-blowing. But there's still some things that we can all do, right? So you talk about the ecosystem. For example, a lot of buildings have escalators, right? And many buildings have escalators but no elevators, right? So people with wheelchairs, it's a lot harder to use an escalator compared to an elevator. So we can work on that. A lot of homeowners, business owners, employers can try to build their infrastructure so it's more accessible to people. And just as citizens in our routine life, we can, for example, avoid parking in reserved parking lots or, use the public showers or bathrooms that are designated for wheelchair users. And I guess if I may add one more note is that as journalists and reporters, we can accurately state scientific discoveries so we don't give false hopes to individuals with paralysis and realizing that's only perplexing them and their families and not really bringing good to anybody.
So what I hear you saying is to raise awareness and raise the dignity of different bodies of all ability.
Yeah.
But I hear you say something about sensationalization of the research, and so what you shared in your talk is really exquisite. It's like this whole idea of bringing light into the spinal cord using creating a fiber optic network in the body, and so it's quite easy to sort of run away with the possibility of all this, that it feels like we're on the verge of discovering something really incredible. So can you speak a little bit about where we are in the science and your role in educating folks?
Yeah, so that's a very sensitive question, right? So there's a lot of scientists and a lot of us that really are hopeful and we believe in what we do, but at the same time we don't know when we will have that cure, right? So there's a lot of excitement going on and there's a lot of interventions that we've worked on, but I don't know if it's going to be in 2 years or 10 years. Hopefully it's going to be in our lifetime. I really personally would like to see that we will be able to really significantly improve function. We just have to continue working hard and hope for the best.
And if so, there's one thing you'd like to leave the audience with that you didn't get a chance to say on stage, or one little grain of understanding, is there something you want to share with the folks?
I guess the one thing that people with disability would like to share, and this I'm not talking from my own perspective, I have really tried to find out, is that they really want people to know that don't feel sorry for them, right? This was a change in their lives, and we all face changes every day in our lives, and they are living and thriving and enjoying their lives, right? As long as we don't, we make our environment more accessible for them, basically just not show pity in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So.
I want to thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
This has been
Katie.
so enjoyable.
Thank
and
you,
from
River.
Public Speaking Street 2019, we'll see you soon.
Thank you.